Story 1. My daughter and wife were in the living room when my daughter asked her mom to help her fix something. My wife said, "Don't worry, baby. Daddy will fix it. He can fix anything." Her faith in me inspires me to be a better man. Story 2. I can only speak from my personal experience, but my wife adds tremendous value to my life, and my life is much better with her than without. To summarize, my wife is my best friend. She brings out my best qualities and helps me reduce my bad habits. She also assists me in reaching my goals. In return, I strive to do the same for her. Story 3. She is my protector, and I am hers. Whatever problems we face individually, we tackle together as a team. We encourage each other to grow as individuals. Story 4. Bro, it's like having someone on your team who will stand by you through the worst times and lift you up to be the best you can be. Story 5. Reflecting on the multitude of ways in which my life has been shaped by my partner, I realize that a good woman is a beacon in the fog of everyday chaos. While the solo journey has its merits, it is within the partnership that we find an amplified version of ourselves. She is not just the other half, but the unsung muse behind the daily courage to be better, a sounding board for a spectrum of ideas, and the hand that guides you back when you stray too far from your path. I contribute to her life by nurturing her dreams just as she supports mine. Together, we are more than just two parallel lines. We intersect at points of challenge and triumph, making all the difference in the world. Life is a complex mosaic, and a good woman is both the artist and the masterpiece, bringing color and coherence to what might otherwise be a fragmented existence. Story 6. Depends on what you do with their goodness. A good woman gives a man the freedom to be himself and the reason to strive for more. A bad woman shows a man the qualities to avoid when searching for a good woman. My ex was a con artist and sociopath. I'm grateful for that experience because it taught me to appreciate life thereafter. It woke me up to my own shortcomings and forced me to recognize that I had lost myself in trying to please her. I eventually met my amazing, supportive wife, and she elevates me every day. It's a dream come true, but it wouldn't have happened without me learning from my mistakes and changing myself as a person first. Story 7. All the difference. My wife makes where I live a home to come back to. If you marry a good partner, she will set up your life for success, as long as you do your part. If you marry a bad partner, there is nothing you can do, and she will ruin your life. Choose wisely. The proverb from thousands of years ago still holds true. A good woman is hard to find and worth far more than diamonds. Her husband trusts her without reserve and never has reason to regret it. I feel this way about my wife. Story 8. A few replies have addressed this, but a good woman will motivate you to be the best man possible, not just in character but also in achievement and ability. On your worst days, she is there to give you a reason to keep pushing forward, and the good days remind you that she has complete faith in your ability to rise up and succeed even when you are struggling. On your best days, she is the reason you temper your less agreeable emotions and instincts, and the reason you invest in yourself and your family. Great men always have great women standing by their side. Story 9. It makes all the difference. As it does with a bad woman, sometimes it's not easy to tell them apart until it's too late. A good woman, however, makes your life better in every possible way. Story 10. This is just one anecdotal example, but I believe it illustrates a good point. My ex-wife and I moved into my current home in 2018. The backyard was a barren dirt patch that needed a lot of work. On the day our divorce was finalized in 2021 after she cheated, it still remained a barren dirt patch. Since the divorce, I have fallen in love with a wonderful woman. The backyard still requires some work, but we have made a great start on it and joyfully discuss our plans and ideas for what to do next. It's not so much about the backyard itself, but about having an engaged partner who encourages you and helps make progress on things. Story 11. She is an immense source of love, happiness, strength, and peace. I feel I can do anything with her by my side. She is my best friend and my partner. Just being in the same room as her gives me a feeling of peacefulness that I can't really describe. In the end, she makes me a better man. Story 12. Peace is a place to feel comfortable and be about 70% of your true self, without feeling like it's you against the world. It is a small reward for managing continuous burdens and responsibilities, but such moments are rare now. Story 13. If she doesn't inspire you to do better, you are with the wrong person. If every woman discourages you from improving, you are the problem. Story 14. My partner revealed all the flaws I was hiding, while also uplifting my positive qualities. She taught me to feel good about myself and my actions. Story 15. A good woman will help you improve many aspects of your life. She will feel like a safe space and a supportive system. That's the most concise way I can express it. Story 16. The same thing a good person brings to a relationship is important. It is not just about being a good man or a good woman. It is more about being a good team. Even those who believe they are the worst among us can be a good fit and benefit the right person. Story 17. My first wife was not a good match for me. We should never have gotten together or married. My second wife encouraged me to better myself. She helped me raise 2 children and was there for me when I needed support, pushing me to improve when necessary. I do the same for her. Without her, I would not be where I am today. Story 18. My mother is good, and my home life is considerably better than that of some of my peers who did not have a positive mother figure. Story 19. I am 22 years old and in the military, which requires me to move often. My wife, who is 23, has always provided me with a sense of home wherever I go. It may seem selfish, but I believe that's why I got married. It eases my homesickness and gives me the support I need to continue my career. Everything I do is for my wife and our future together. The reason I can do this is that I believe she is worth it. She makes me a better man. If she weren't a good woman, I don't see myself working that hard for our future. Story 20. A significant difference exists. They are someone who wants to build a future with you, not a child you are simply babysitting. It becomes evident very quickly. When you are with them, they make you feel deeply loved, and you cannot imagine a day without them. You know they are reliable and you would trust them with your life. She is also very intelligent. Her personality makes life enjoyable. You can be yourself without worrying about her opinions, and if she has feedback, she will offer constructive criticism in a way that encourages improvement rather than making you feel reprimanded. Life is much better with someone like this. Why would anyone tolerate anything less? Story 21. Confidence, loyalty, sacrifice, and a drive to improve are important to me. My fiancée always tells me that I am handsome, which boosts my overall well-being. Although I consider myself average, to her, I am the complete package. That is why I placed a ring on her finger. I felt like I hit the jackpot. Because of her, I have accomplished things I never expected to achieve. She knows how to support me and how to apologize. Her only flaws are being emotionally reactive and having difficulty understanding complex matters, but that is much better than being with someone who would undermine my existence. We are getting married soon. Story 22. She saved my life, gave me a purpose, a duty, a mission, and inspired me to constantly improve. She was my muse. Story 23. They are game changers. I only ever interacted with one, but she caused me to change a lot about myself in a good way. Story 24. Aside from all the anecdotes, I believe married men statistically live longer. It may not be causal, as there are many variables, but I find that wives typically encourage their husbands to seek preventive medical care, such as checkups and colonoscopies. I work in healthcare. Story 25. Friendship, companionship, security, and stability. I have been away from home for months, and I knew that when I returned, someone would be there to welcome me. It feels wonderful to be cared for and to care for someone. Story 26. She inspires me to become better and to improve in every aspect, from work to personal health choices. A good woman can elevate you from a pauper to a king without concern for wealth. Story 27. The same magnitude as a negative experience but opposite. If you have ever had a very difficult relationship, think about how challenging it was. If it was rated as a -10 on a scale, A +10 represents where a good partner will be. I have a wonderful partner, and she is more than just my girlfriend. She is a companion for all aspects of life. She supports me in everything. Story 28. Literally all of it. She can give you peace. She can support you through hard times, comfort you, love you, give you children, help make your house a home, and be your partner in all things, adding meaning and purpose to your life. However, if you choose poorly, she can irreparably damage your life and future. Women can be a double-edged sword. Story 29. My fiancée is wonderful and has helped me immensely. She is understanding, supportive, and aware of all my shortcomings. She encourages me to take time for myself and makes it clear every day that I can be myself with her. Story 30. Imagine sitting in a small wooden boat. You're taking on water. You can keep bailing water out and stay afloat, but eventually you're going to get tired. A good woman will bail with you and help you keep the boat afloat. She'll argue with you over who gets the life jacket, not because she wants it, but because you both want each other to have it. The wrong one. She'll make the hole bigger so that even when you're giving your all, it's still not enough. She'll take the life jacket and wait for you to go under. Then she'll relax on the surface, waiting for someone else to come rescue her, telling stories about how your poor seamanship wrecked the boat and almost killed her. Story 31. Big ones. You make more money. This is known as the marital wage premium. While there are many explanations, I like this one. In a partnership, one person can take risks while the other maintains stability, allowing you to pursue opportunities like starting your own business that may be too risky when you're alone. You change for the better. Coordinating with another person means you cannot just do anything you want, and that is beneficial. You learn to set priorities, manage your time, and communicate effectively. Two heads are better than one. I assure you that involving someone else in your problem-solving process will lead to better solutions. When it's time for parents to move into assisted living, when managing a chronic illness, or when searching for a new job, you will be grateful to have someone who can catch significant mistakes before you make them. Story 32. A good man and woman make a perfect team. Mine is great for companionship, love, and support. Story 33. It's one of the most important decisions you'll make in your life for happiness. It's not about having a woman, but about having a great woman. Story 34. It's hard to describe how much being valued changes your perspective on life and yourself. It's a kind of proof that friends can't provide because you're not exclusive, and your family can't offer it because you never earned it. Story 35. A good man ensures that both of you will survive and that everything will be taken care of. A good woman makes life worth living and all the hard work worthwhile. Story 36. Mine saved me from a bad path I was on as a child. Helped teach me how to be a good man. She saved and transformed my life at the same time. 44 years later, I adore her. Story 37. Someone to rely on until the end of your life. The difference a good partner makes in anyone's life is immeasurable. If you could guarantee a faithful, hardworking, and loving partner until the end, there is no amount a person would not pay. Story 38. Increase their testosterone levels. Ensure that the man is happier in general and no longer crying himself to sleep. Story 39. A significant difference exists. I don't think a man can reach his full potential without a supportive partner. Story 40. The world of difference. Ask any man, and he can tell you about bad experiences he has had with women who were not good partners. However, some men never encounter a good partner. When a man finally finds a good partner, he experiences peace and support. Being able to open up to someone and be treated as an equal is invaluable. Ultimately, the difference is as significant as heaven and hell. Story 41. I believe it makes a significant difference. You become more of a working team rather than individuals. I have some ideas and thoughts to share. Story 42. A good girlfriend I used to have helped me find an apartment when I had to leave a difficult roommate situation while I was sick with COVID. Story 43. Makes life easier, better, brings you peace, and adds to your sense of purpose. Someone worth loving, who also loves you, can help you feel more like a man. Don't get me wrong, you don't need a woman to have a sense of purpose or to feel like a man. In fact, a bad relationship can erode those feelings, even if they were strong before. However, a good relationship can enhance those emotions. Story 44. If I had to summarize, it would be hope for the future. No matter what happens, you know your partner will be with you, making the bad moments better and the good moments even better. Story 45. A huge difference. I know because I didn't have it, and it affected me in my work life and personally. My partner wouldn't move closer to my work, didn't support my career, and made no effort to learn about my job and colleagues. Personally, they didn't take my attention deficit disorder seriously and didn't try to help me with it. We spent beyond our means and wouldn't work on our relationship. I basically shut down and made no real progress for almost 20 years. Now I feel like I'm so far behind in everything mentally, emotionally, and financially, but at least I'm out and on my own. A good partner is a full participant in the relationship. They fully support the other person and do their best to see them succeed. However, it definitely needs to be a two-way street. One person can only support the other for so long without receiving anything in return. Story 46. A good woman can inspire a man to work harder, think smarter, provide more, and excel in his job and life in general. She can make him a happy and joyful man who loves life and wants to be the best he can be for both her and himself. On the other hand, an uncaring and selfish partner can turn an excellent man into a hollow shell of who he was when they met and ruin him for life through careless words and actions. He might fall into self-loathing or become a bitter man who seeks to share his pain with others. Story 47. Could make a significant positive difference or a significant negative difference in a person's life. Choose wisely. Story 48. As someone who is divorced from a toxic marriage, dated numerous women, and ended up with the woman of my dreams, I understand the difference between success and failure in every aspect of life. A woman who is your partner and not your enemy, who desires to contribute rather than simply be taken care of, will help you accomplish everything you have ever aspired to. Story 49. When I didn't have a partner, I was so distracted that I could barely accomplish anything. All I wanted to do was find a partner. That was my main focus. Now that I have a great partner, I am able to achieve much more. I have the motivation and a reason to be the best version of myself. Story 50. The perfect partner is a great blessing. In my experience, she makes me feel like a better person. Story 51. I have been with the same woman for almost 30 years. A good woman is a trusted partner, someone you can rely on, build with, and who brings you peace. Each of us can be complete as we are, but a good woman makes you even more complete because you see what you were missing before. Now, take all of that and do the opposite, and you will experience what a bad woman brings. Story 52. She makes the pain of the world more bearable, reassures you with positivity in any doubts you may have about yourself, and breathes life into you. Story 53. She makes a difference in everything. You gain a new life that is a wonderful experience when she meets your standards. Story 54. A good woman brings peace to the household, not drama. That is the type of woman men like to give attention to and protect. Story 55. Because of my wife, I pursued a better career and now have my dream job. I got into fitness to keep up with her and now compete in bodybuilding competitions. I wanted to treat her, so I learned to cook and am now writing a cookbook. I felt so inspired by her that I learned to paint. Without her, I was nothing. Story 56. A good woman can be stabilizing. She creates an emotional safety net around the man that allows him to feel listened to and supported enough to excel, challenge, and succeed in life. Story 57. A truly good woman is a very rare thing indeed. I envy anyone who is fortunate enough to have found one. Story 58. A woman amplifies and magnifies anything you give her. Give her a house. She will make a home. Give her food. She will create a meal. Give her sperm. She will have a child. Give her a smile. She will give her heart. Give her negativity, and be prepared for consequences. Story 59. It's like ordering a ham and cheese omelet from the restaurant up the road with no ketchup. Having a good woman in your life is like the ketchup. She makes an amazing thing even better. Story 60. Fill an empty space that cannot be filled by something else and make many small things more fulfilling as well. Story 61. It's the difference between surviving and living. Sadly, it's a tricky situation since there aren't many good men, and there aren't many good women either. Choose the wrong person, and you'll find yourself wishing you were surviving in solitude. That's why I'm content with surviving, even though I know I'm missing out on living. Story 62. A good woman makes you a better person. You constantly want to improve yourself and your life. You live for the moments that make her happy and try to create those moments for her. A detrimental woman can lead to negative feelings. You may find yourself struggling with pettiness and adverse emotions. Story 63. Absolutely nothing if you are not good. So pairing. Your combined quality of life will be dictated by the least favorable one. If you are both good, then I would say you both have succeeded in life. Story 64. I believe a good partner can help you achieve significantly more in your life than you could on your own. That additional layer of support and security boosts morale immensely. Furthermore, a good partner will also point out your faults and flaws and ideally give you the opportunity to work on them, as long as they are not harmful, ultimately making you a better person overall. Story 65. If you have ever wondered what it is like to experience color for the first time after being blissfully unaware of it your whole life, that is what it is like to be around them. It's like starting to use salt in your cooking after never having used it before. It is a reality shift. Story 66. Life is very good when you have a solid partner who loves you by your side. Conversely, life can be difficult for those who have settled. It is clear which men have made the right choice compared to those who settled out of desperation and to avoid the stigma of being a middle-aged virgin. Story 67. Why does this question separate the two? Couples should always work together. Only two people who care for and support each other can make the relationship extraordinary. Story 68. Not just for men. Choosing a supportive and complementary partner is one of the most important decisions a person can make. Story 69. I had an amazing woman by my side, and I accomplished things I thought I'd never do. Having that woman can make or break your self-esteem. We didn't quite work out due to unforeseen circumstances. Sometimes challenges do arise, but that woman, being the mother of my daughter, I would go above and beyond to ensure she is okay. She supported me when she didn't have to. Story 70. When everything in the outside world feels like it's going wrong, coming home can bring a sense of peace. You don't have to put on a face for others. They know you have your own flaws and understand that we all do. There is no feeling of judgment or tension in the air, just someone who genuinely wants you to have a good day and makes you feel cared for. The difference this makes in someone's mentality is priceless. Story 71. You will support each other and feel safe sharing your vulnerabilities and insecurities, knowing they will not be used against you. You will learn to trust. Story 72. They can actually do a lot of good. They can help you with style and confidence. They provide an alternative point of view on things and keep you accountable when needed. Good luck finding one that meets all these needs without additional complications. Story 73. A feeling of peace will always coexist with turmoil and struggle. However, knowing that you can have a sense of safety and peace to overcome these challenges is reassuring. Story 74. Men excel when they are allowed to focus on more narrowly defined yet far-reaching goals. They tend to perform better than women in this regard, who are typically more skilled at juggling multiple priorities. A supportive woman helps ensure that a man can concentrate on these goals. This focus can relate to his career or the upbringing of their children or home improvements. When she manages distractions that could disrupt his focus, significant progress can occur for the family. Story 75. A good woman? Night and day. I would love to have my former wife back. She was my everything. My world revolved around her. However, after 28 years, she developed some mental health issues, as did I. I sought help, but she refused. Before this, she supported me in everything, and I did the same for her. I have tried several times to start a new business, but my heart has not been in it. I have attempted a few other things, but I lacked motivation. Fortunately, I am retired, so I do not have to do anything I do not want to do. It's been about 14 years with no hope of ever going back. I did have a woman enter my life a few years ago. It was the worst experience ever. All she wanted to do was argue. Took 2 years, but I eventually got rid of her. She was completely different from my former wife. Story 76. Motivation to strive for higher goals and be your best self. Support as you work towards them, and validation when you achieve success. Story 77. In my Middle Eastern case, I married a Mexican-American woman. All the racism and bigotry I faced from my side many years ago disappeared once I was able to teach them by example that it does not matter where a person is from or what their background is. Each individual should be judged solely on their own merits and not on their race or culture. I reflected on my older brother's 2 failed marriages to opportunistic individuals and the substantial financial burden they created for my parents and brother during the divorces. She also supported me through school when my dad removed me from the family business for trivial reasons. This was something no one else in the community was able to demonstrate with their imported wives. Story 78. It has been my dream to find a good partner. I am 42 years old and partially disabled, which makes it feel like this dream will never come true. Many women seem to focus only on my disability. I feel extremely lonely. It is difficult to live a life where I chase after what others achieve so easily. All I want is to feel normal. Story 79. Quite a lot. A good man makes a significant difference in a woman's life as well. That is why it is a partnership. Both individuals contribute to a successful partnership, and each improves the life of the other. Story 80. The best and the worst can occur simultaneously or at different times. Story 81. You need to be able to find happiness within yourself to achieve true happiness. You shouldn't depend on anyone else. Story 82. A good woman by your side is, quite frankly, the best thing a man could realistically think of. The effect it has on every aspect of your life is underappreciated. Story 83. Surround yourself with good people if you can. I mean actual good people, not those with morally ambiguous intentions. Good people make a significant difference in the world. Story 84. It makes all the difference. Not having to experience life's challenges and beauty alone is a wonderful thing. Story 85. My husband doesn't have Reddit, but I'll share what I've seen and what he's told me. He used to drink every night, smoke cigars, and chew tobacco all the time. Since he met me, he called me drunk one night while we were dating, and although it wasn't a bad call, he never wanted that to happen again. Now, a year into our marriage, he barely drinks anymore and rarely smokes. He completely quit tobacco, and I feel as though he did that because of me. The only times he really drinks or smokes is when he's with me. He's admitted that he's just no longer into that and doesn't feel the need to. He doesn't go to bars anymore, believing that's unnecessary. He also deleted all social media because he believes it's corrupt and filled with temptations. I have never asked him to quit anything or delete anything. He chose all of that himself because he felt it was more respectful to me. I think a man matures more when he finds the right woman. The right woman will make you want to be the best man you can be. Every time I think about that and what he has done for me, I become even more appreciative. Story 86. If the hope for a good woman were not present, men would sleep 20 hours a day and play video games for the remaining 4. There is little motivation for men to get up and do anything beyond seeking companionship and supporting their children, if applicable, which stems from the same desire once basic needs are met. Most issues faced by an increasing number of men revolve around feeling hopeless about being alone, yet they are still expected to get up in the morning. This mismatch leads to serious problems, including suicides, extremist politics, and mass shootings. Society may be better off expecting very little from men who feel romantically hopeless and alone, as that is often the general outcome. They may work just a few hours a week, buy drugs, or play video games, and consider it a completed day. Expecting more only creates alienation. They cannot find the motivation if they simply do not care. Story 87. She can provide him with a fulfillment that nothing else can. She makes him feel truly complete. However, I think this is increasingly rare. Even good women sometimes give up on relationships too soon. They are definitely better at it than those who only want to see the destruction of humankind. Story 88. There are no good women. The only thing a woman does is destroy a man's life for financial gain. Then, when she is done, she drops him and moves on to the next. Remember, gentlemen, she is never truly yours. It's just your turn. Story 89. It depends on the individual. Some men are fully autonomous, and a supportive woman may only add a little value to their lives, while dependent men may find significant value in a woman's support. A good example would be a successful business owner with time, money, and friends. The only additional element may be intimacy and perhaps household tasks that could be outsourced. Conversely, a man without a job, career plans, or family might have his life completely transformed by a woman who has her life in order and knows how to support him. Story 90. Brings peace and happiness. Even if things are rocky sometimes, you still know you have someone you can hold at the end of the night and feel at peace with. As corny as it sounds. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.